Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a puzzle by Willpower. Now this is not the normal puzzles we see by Willpower, at least not the ones that I typically post on this channel, because it's not an image or something like that, but Willpower does multiple different types of puzzles, but for some reason I just seem to get drawn towards the one that are art or replicate art and those sorts of things. But anyway, this one is something a little bit different. So it is called Othello. I don't know if any of you have ever played the game Othello, but I used to way back in the day. Game's been around for a long time. I think it's also called Reversi in some areas, but to me it was called Othello, where you have these black and white marbles or tiles or whatever they're actually called, where you have to flip over or jump over another tile, and it will cause the other ones to turn to your color. I couldn't even explain it to you right now because it's been so long since I've actually played it. But anyway, not the point. The point is this just is called Othello by Willpower, and it looks like it's a riff off of that game. So anyway, with that said, let's look at the rules, see what's going on, and see if we can get it figured out. So it's called, again, Othello by Willpower. We got normal Sudoku rules. So every row, column, and 3x3 box will contain the digits 1 through 9 once each. And then we just have Kropki pairs. So numbers with a white dot between them are consecutive. So these guys here will be consecutive. 2, 3, 5, 6, whatever it happens to be. Numbers with a black dot between them are in a ratio of 2 to 1. So one of these will be double the other. 2, 4, 3, 6, again, however it works out. And then not all possible dots are given. So there's no negative constraint. So I'm trying to shift myself into center here. Anyway, so those are the rules. Like I said, pretty simple in terms of rule sets. It's really more or less the look, and there seems to be like there's going to be a ton of relationships between these things that we're going to be able to work out. So with that said, links in the description below. Let's give it a try, see if we can get it figured out. Where are we going to start? I think down here, because when we have black Kropkis in series, it tends to be useful because these can not be from the 3-6 pair. So we know they're from the 1, 2, 4, 8. We know this one can't be the extreme digit. We're also going to know that there is a 2 and a 4 somewhere here. But even better than that, we can say these are not ones, because you put a 1 here, you have to put a 2 on both sides. Same here. So these are not ones. So this is a 2, 4, 8, which means this is 4. Now, because this guy trails off quite a way, we can probably, we can figure this one out pretty quickly. What would happen if this was a 2? Well, we can go down to 1 and then go back up to 2 and break the puzzle, or we can go up to 3 and then continue to go up to 4 and break the puzzle. It's not 2. This is 8. This is 2. This is now going to be 1 or 3 to go with the 2. This 8 can't go up to 9 because it can't continue upward, so it's going to go down. 7, 6, 5, 4. This is going to be 2 or 8. Now, I don't think we're going to get too much use over here. So let's look. We got a ton of, okay. So we've got a ton of digits on this row. Let's just think about what's left over. Well, it's 1, 3, and 9. Can't put a 9 on a black Kropki. This is 9. This is 1 or 3. And it's not going to be the 1 because we can't put a 2 here. So this is 3, 1. This 3 says this is 6. This 6 says this is either 5 or 7. All right, that's a pretty good start to the puzzle. 2 minutes in, and we've got an entire row. Maybe we need to jump to these guys because there's a 1 here. And we have 2 groups of black Kropkis that are in line with each other, i.e. they can't repeat digits. It looks like we're going to have one of these groupings going to be from the 2, 4, 8, and one of them will have one of them will be a 4. And because we can't continue the 2, 4, 8, I don't know if you heard that dog barking outside. It's not mine this time. Because we can't have any more 2, 4s or 8s, the other one's going to have to be a 3, 6. So the groupings here will be 2, 3, 4, 8. Now, they are tied together here by this Kropki. And I'm wondering if that is useful in any way. Oh wait, 6. I didn't put the 6 in there. Sorry about that. Because we're going to have to be able to get from a low digit to a high. Well, maybe it's not necessarily low to high, but whether there's a 2, 4. Let's think about each possible option. One option is there's a 2, 4 and a 3, 6. The only way to bridge the gap between those two groupings is a 5. Yeah, that's right, because the 4 will have to pair with the 6 with a 5 in between it. The other option is if this is a 3, 6 with a 4, 8. Well, the 6 is going to have to jump to the 8, so this will be a 7. So we get a 5, 7 pair. Now the question is, what does that do for us? Do we need to just kind of continue our meandering path here to try to work out which one of these groupings is which? Good question. Don't entirely know. Could this be an 8, 7? Okay, it can't be an 8 here, because if it is, it has to go downward, similar to what this did. So 8, 7, 6, 5. Well, the 5 breaks on the black Kropki, but it also, the 7, 6, 5 breaks this. So this is not 8. So this is not, well, it doesn't mean it's not 4, because it could be 4, 2. What about the 6? 6, 7, 8, 9 doesn't work. 5, 4 doesn't work because of the options here. So again, if we use a 6, it can either go up. 7, 8, 9 doesn't work on a black Kropki, or it can go down. 6, 5, 4. Well, we have a 4 here. This is not 6. This is not 3. In fact, these are not, this is not 2. This is not 2 or 3. We could have pulled those out earlier as well. Which means this is not 6. I don't think we can make more reductions there, but anyway, let's continue the thought process here. This can't be a 2, because if it was a 2, you go down to 1 and back up to 2. No bueno. If you go up 2, 3, again, the 4 is staring at us. So that's out. This can't be a 4 anymore. Now, let's see if anything else works. 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6 would work. 3, 2, 1 obviously does not. 4, 3, 2, 1 would work. 4, 5, 6, 7 does not. So it's either a 3 that goes up, 4, 5, 6, or it's a 4 that goes up. Or we say down. 4, 3, sorry, 4 that goes down. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we get a 3, 4 pair here. Doesn't really interact too much though. This one here says this is either a 2 or a 3, because if it's a 1, it has to be a 2. If it's a 6, it has to be a 3. Now, can this be a 2? The answer is no, because if this is a 2, this has to be a 1. This has to be a 1 or a 3, therefore it'd be a 3. Well, this also has to be a 1 or a 3. Can't be. We have too many options. This is 3. 6, 5, 4, 3, 6. We don't know which one is that yet. That's not 3. That's not 6. Okay. We made a little progress here. This 3 says these are a 2, 4. Get your head in the game there, buddy. If it's a 2, this is can't be a 1. It can't do 2 up to a 4. So this is 4. This is 2. That 4 says this is either a 2 or an 8. Now, if it's a 2, it can't be a 2 yet again. Because if this goes down to a 2, can't be a 3, so it would have to go down to a 1. Well, if it goes down to a 1, this has to be a 2. We have 2 2s looking right at it. There ain't no 2 there. We could also just say this is a 2 by Sudoku, but this is 8. This is 2. This now has to be 7 or 9. And then it has to go from 7 up to 8 or 9 down to 8, so it just is an 8. The 5, 7 here actually just says this is 9. and then this is a 1. Okay. Do we want to continue along the path, or do we go into base Sudoku here? Let's do Sudoku, because this is a 7, and then this will be a 1, 9, which we can do 1, 9. Good. Now, let's think about what this can be. Because we can't determine between 5 or 7 yet. So we can't determine between 4 or 8 yet, and we can't determine these by that. But if we go along this route, I'm sure there's something that's going to come up. So what if this was a 2? It can't go down to a 1 for the same reason we've said everywhere else. It would have to go up to a 3. This would have to be a 6. 6. It could go either way, couldn't it? Because this could be 5, 4, or 7, 8. Excuse me. I think all those options are correct. Now, if it's a 4, it would have to go down to a 3 because you can't go to a 5. So the exact same concept occurs. If it's an 8, it doesn't work, period, because you can't go to a 7 or a 9. This is not 8. So this is 3, 6. We don't know which way it goes just yet. Now, can we work out how these guys are working together? 2 to 4, 4 to 8. I don't think so at the moment. So let's continue the path this way instead. This is a 4. It could be 2 or 8. If it's an 8, it's a 4. So we get a 2, 4, 8 triple. That might be useful to work with. Let's say this was a 2. It can't be a 2. We're getting a lot of that process here where 2s are just being ruled out completely. Because if it's a 2, this has to go down to a 1 because we can't do a 3. Then we have 2 2s. That's not 2, which means this is 2, which means this is 4 and 5 and 7. Good. Now let's continue the process. 4 and 8 can't be 4 because this can't be 3 or 5. So this is 8, this is 4. This has to be 7 and 6 and 3. Now we can finish this 2, 8 by everything that's going on here. So this can't be a 2 because it can't go to a 1 or a 3. So this is 8. This can't go to 7, so it's 9. Now let's jump into some base Sudoku. This has to be 4 and 5, it looks like. These two have to be 6 and 7. We can do that one. 7, 6. These two have to be 1 and 2. Can't quite do that. This 7 says this is 5. What are these two digits? 1 and 9. We can do that. 9, 1. What are you two? Because then we can get onto this Kropki maybe. We need a 1, which can't go up here, obviously. And we need a 2. So this is 2. This is 1. The 2 can't go down to a 1, so it goes to a 3. What else do we have? Let's see if there's anything really obvious here. Is there anything here? Not necessarily, because we've got 4, 5, and 9. All we can do is remove the 9 from here at the moment. Well, I guess that creates a 4, 5 pair, and it can't be a 4. Let's make sure that's right. 4, 5, and 9. These can't be 4s. This is. This can't be 9. Okay, we can do it. I just had to take a split second to think. I know. How dare I have to think. 1, 2, and 3 can't be 1, so it's 2 and 3, which means you're 1 and 2. You two have to be, 7 and 8? That appears to be correct. I think the next goal is to get to this guy at some point. So let's see, maybe one of these will help us. We need 1, 2, 3, and 9. Let's just put them all in and work with it. Okay, and then we'll get back to this guy here. He actually has no reductions there at the moment. You can't be a 1. So let's think about what you can be. 1 would work, because you could put a 2. 2 would work, because you could put a 1. 3 can't work because you'd have to put a 2 and break this. And then 9 can't work because you'd have to put an 8. So this is either 1 or 2, which means this is a 1-2 pair. Because it either goes 1 to 2 or 2 to 1, because the 3 is out. Therefore, this is 3 and 2, which removes 2 from here. And we'll have to find something else to finalize. Let's go do a little Sudoku run and see what happens. We're bound to find something that's just sitting there waiting for us. We've got X-Wings there. X-Wings. Okay, 4s we can do something with. This is a 4. Let's maybe check these guys real quick before we continue on past the 4s. Because we got 5s and 8s. Yeah, we can do those without much hassle. These 3 maybe. We need 1, 6, and 7. It's actually not doable there just yet. So let's go back to the Sudoku. One of those is a 5, one of those is a 5, so X-Wings left. 6s we can do. Boom, 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 boom. 7s. 7s in X-Wing, so let's go to the 8s instead. We can do 8. And we're left with X-Wings on those without the 9s, and then if we don't get anything out of that, we'll move along. No, we've got X-Wings there, so let's take a look at some of these other guys then instead, and then work the columns or rows, whichever works best. 1 and 7, can't determine those just yet. This is 1, 7, or 9, not useful. Let's look at you guys. Oh wait, this is 7. Sorry, this is 1. It was useful, I just wasn't paying attention. What are you two? 8 and 9. Okay. What about you two? 5 and 7. No, not yet. 1, 2, making sure we don't have anything looking here that I'm just not seeing. Okay, what are you 3? 2, 3, and 7. This is not 2. This is not 3. This is just 3, period. Okay, there we go. 2, 7, 1, 2, 9, 3. This is a given 1. This is a given 9, which gives us 8, 9, 7, 8, 5, 7, and you are a leftover 5. There we go. Solve the puzzle. Solution is correct. So some 500 solves in 7 days. That's pretty healthy. So very fun puzzle. Really did enjoy all the interactions. This, you could probably call this a gas puzzle, generally accessible Sudoku, but still quite a lot of fun. A lot of good interactions here. You just had to kind of work through the process and see what happens, which is kind of how I guess the game works, where you're working essentially along rows and columns to kind of flip things over. So really enjoyed that puzzle. I hope y'all did as well. Nice calm day today for Sudoku, so didn't have to hurt your brains too much, which is not a bad thing for a Thursday morning for me at least. So hope y'all enjoyed this one. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. I really do appreciate everybody who does that. There's also, if you're not subscribed and you've gotten this far into the video, hit that subscribe button. There's well more than half of the people that watch these videos that aren't subscribed. It doesn't cost you anything, and then it helps this channel grow. Those of you who are subscribed, and if you do want to support this channel further, you can join as well for a small little fee. That'll get you some minor little perks that are maybe interesting to you. So anyway, enough self-promotion. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot.